Everybody, so I am looking really glamorous today. I just got out of the shower and kind of recovering from egg retrieval, and I didn't really feel like getting all made up for a video. So I promise one of these days I will make a video and I will look decent again. So like I said, yesterday was egg retrieval. It went pretty well. So we got there. Appointment was at 8:30. At 9:30. We got there at 8:30 in the morning. He took me back and took my vitals, and then they were like, "Oh, we just need to see your husband in the reproductive clinic really quick." And I was like, "Okay." So we were thinking they were just gonna take his ID and tell him how everything was gonna happen with giving him his sample. And he was back within like 5 minutes, so I had no idea anything was up. Then they took me back and took my vitals, and yeah, so I was like sitting next to him, like still in the waiting room. They still didn't take me like back to a room yet. They just took my vitals in their little intake area. And I was like, well, I wonder when they're gonna have you give your sample. He's like, I already did it. And I was like, what? Like, wasn't gone very long. He didn't say anything when he came back. So I was kind of relieved because I was worried for him that he was gonna be so stressed out trying to do it in that kind of environment that it wouldn't happen. But thank God it did. And he was freaking out because they had originally told us they would be doing it during my egg retrieval or after. And he was like, oh my gosh, did they take the sample too early? And I was like, no, like I'm sure they know what they're doing. They're doing this every single day of the week. Just relax, everything's fine, which cracks me up that like I had to tell him to relax because I was about to go get my eggs retrieved. So they were running behind. I was supposed to go back at 9:30. Only like 10 minutes behind or so. So I go back, and my husband didn't go back with me, which I wasn't anticipating. I was guessing they were going to take me to like a holding area and he could be there with me when I changed and put my IV in, and he could like take a little footage or something, but that didn't happen. So they take me back to this tiny little room where I had to change into a gown and get completely naked, which was weird because I'm like, can I just do from the waist down? And she was like, no, you really need to take everything off. And I was like, all right. And then I had to walk into the treatment room. So it was really nice. Like, they had the lights dimmed, and the anesthesia resident was standing in the corner, and we both looked at each other and kind of like laughed because I work with him like at the hospital that I work at, and I was kind of figuring I was going to see somebody I knew on the anesthesia side there. I just didn't know who. So it was actually awkward in a way because here I am naked about to get my eggs retrieved, and nobody really knows I'm going through IVF, and he's my anesthesia resident. So, but he was really nice, made me feel super comfortable, and so did the staff. They gave me like all these warm blankets, and I laid down, and he started my IV. They consented me in the room, which was fine, and explained to me all the risks, like perforating your uterus and all kinds of horrible things, but obviously they have to tell you about that stuff. So, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little Medaz, which is, just like a relaxant, a sedative. And 2 seconds later, they're like, okay, scooch down. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I just got done drinking 2 cocktails, and they were kind of laughing at me. And I scooted down, put my legs up, he put an oxygen mask on me, and that is literally, sorry, my dog's climbing in my lap, so it's gonna, that's our big bully, so my hands kind of shifted when he laid down. Yeah, I can show him to you. There he is, our baby. So anyways, yeah, that's the last thing I remember is the O2 mask going on my face. And I just told the guy beforehand, I'm like, just give me the good juice, dude. Like, I don't want to remember anything happening in the middle. And I woke up, and my favorite IVF nurse from that clinic was sitting next to me. She's so sweet. She's very informative. Like, every time she sends me a message through my portal, like, lets me know all the information that I would want. And she's just supportive and kind and not cold about the whole situation. And he was there, and they were like, everything went great. And you guys, like, before I went in for this, literally, like, my last ultrasound, they told me to expect 3 to 4 mature eggs. And that's why I was so bummed, but obviously I'm grateful for whatever we can get. And she looks at me and she has this big smile on her face and she was like, we retrieved 12 eggs. And you guys, was just so happy. I couldn't believe the number because from my follicle count and the sizes and everything that they were, I thought no way, maybe 6 we would get. So obviously we didn't know how many were mature at the time. And in the room, it was really cool. Like right in my treatment room, literally the door was open for the embryologist, and they were just apparently draining the fluid and passing it right to the embryologist and getting a live count, which is really awesome. So yeah, I woke up feeling great. I did not feel nauseated at all. I didn't have any pain until later on that evening, and he just told me to take Tylenol for pain, and I was prepared for pressure pain, but I started getting these like lightning bolt sharp pains through my lady business all night last night. It wasn't unbearable, but it wasn't comfortable either. I did my first progesterone in oil yesterday when we got home in the morning, and that went much better than the trigger shot. Hubby was a little rough with the needle with the trigger shot, but this one worked a little better. We went a little more laterally, and I think my butt just had more cushion for the needle there. So yeah, that was egg retrieval day, and it just went a lot better than what I expected. And we got a phone call this morning from the embryologist, and literally, you guys, I honestly feel like this is a miracle. From what my scans were showing me, from the mature eggs that they were expecting, and what they got. So 10 of my 12 eggs were mature, which is crazy. Like, I know some people have a lot higher numbers, and you're probably like, why are you so excited about 10 eggs? But like I said, from my scans, we were expecting 3 to 4. So maybe 6 at the most. So they said 10 were mature, and they still did ICSI and standard IVF. So they tried 6 of the mature eggs with ICSI, and one of them, for some reason, did not fertilize. Which I guess is a good thing. It's just God's way of saying, this egg or the sperm is no good, and this baby is not going to make it. So 5 fertilized with ICSI, and then they tried the rest of them with conventional IVF, and 4 of those fertilized with conventional IVF, with just laying the sperm in with the eggs. So we have 9 embryos. Can you believe it? We're just so thrilled, and honestly, it's a stinking miracle from what we were expecting. We're thrilled and happy and just so thankful to God that, we have 9 beautiful babies growing for us, and we're hoping and praying that they continue to grow. And I know that your numbers drop off from this point just with the natural selection of the embryos, but we're just thrilled. We're just so happy. So they called me just a few minutes ago, and they have a tentative day 3 and day 5 transfer for us. So it will be Saturday or Monday, and my transfer will be Saturday at 11:30, depending on how the embryos are looking. So they said the embryologist will call me before 9 a.m. on Saturday and say, yes, they're still looking great. We have so many that are still dividing normally, and we want to wait for a day 5 transfer. Or they'll tell us, they're not looking so great and we need to transfer them, etc. So tentatively transfer 11:30 on Saturday, or if they, I'm kind of like short of breath today, which is weird. Kind of huff and puff going up and down the stairs, and the bloat kind of kicked in today too. So yeah, or hopefully a Monday transfer, which is what we're keeping our fingers crossed for. But like I said, today just been a little tired still. The sharp pains are gone, which is awesome. Just a super tiny bit of spotting that's been brown the last 2 days, and they told me that was normal. And like I just said, the bloat, and then a little shortness of breath and some like heart palpitations every now and then. But I'll take it. I know a lot of people have gotten much sicker, and I'm just trying to, drink my Gatorade, drink my water, I had some SpaghettiOs for lunch, which I haven't eaten those in forever, but I was craving something really salty. And I've had a protein shake, so I've been trying to keep on my protein. I did have a breakfast with a lot of protein, and then I'm gonna make some steaks in the oven tonight, some beef tenderloin steaks, so I can get some protein from that too. So 9 little babies. I just can't help but think, like, how many are boys and how many are girls, and you know, how many are gonna make it and what would they look like, and it's just crazy, kind of overcome with all kinds of feelings. So yeah, just pray for us and our little 9 embryos, that they keep growing and dividing and that they're healthy. And I will let you guys know what's going on and when our actual transfer is going to be. All right, bye ladies.